Well, hello there. My name is sometimes Heather and I play Elder Scrolls Online. Last time, which was a long time ago, I promised to show you my first subclassed build, and here she is, Tinesa, my Ice Necromancer. I have given Tinesa a skill line from the Warden class. I figured Winter's Embrace would give her build the speed it was lacking, and I feel we have succeeded rather well. I have hung on to my sets from our previous setup to save myself a bit of trouble. No, actually, I just really like the combo and felt it works pretty well with this new build. Tinesa is still a dark elf, still a stage 4 vampire, and we still walk under the lover boon to maximize physical and spell penetration. We have all of our attribute points on Magicka and have chosen the title of Witch. Let's start from our champion points, which I also have not touched. In Warfare, my active stars are Weapons Expert, Biting Aura, Wrathful Strikes, and Untamed Aggression. In Fitness, I have Siphoning Spells, Rejuvenation, Fortified, and Boundless Vitality. In Crafts, I currently have Friends in Low Places, Fade Away, and Master Gatherer. Do choose the craft stars that make playing fun for you. Moving on to abilities. I have given Tinesa 2 Destro staffs, our backup being an ice staff due to personal preference. First is Crippling. Chilling Contingency wraps Tinesa in runes which trigger when she uses an ability with a cost. That can be blocking as well as casting an ability. As the runes activate, they deal frost damage to enemies both instantly and over time. This also grants Tinesa Major Savagery and Prophecy, which boost weapon and spell critical rating. Next, we have another Scribbling. Chilling Explosion deals frost damage to all enemies within reach both instantly and over time. It also afflicts enemies with minor brittle, which increases critical damage taken and also feeds one of our sets. This takes a bit of time to cast, so it might be smart to open with a Scribbling combo. Then we have something blue and borrowed. Arctic Blast comes from Winter's Embrace. This wraps Tinesa in a blast of wind which deals a set amount of frost damage to nearby enemies. The wind persists for 20 seconds at a time, during which time it deals frost damage, has a high chance to afflict enemies with the chill status effect, and even stuns the enemies it touches as an added reward. And if no enemies are hit, Arctic Blast heals Tinesa. This is another super fun ability with many uses. I'm so happy I got to subclass this for my Ice Necro. I like to give my vampires a reliable heal. Tinesa got Den and Pain. This saps the last remaining bits of life from dead bodies all around and allows them to replenish Tinesa's hit points. Using this will also grant Major Protection, which reduces damage taken. I love this ability, it's somehow the essence of necromancy for me. Last, on this staff we have Empowering Grasp. This brings skeletal claws to reach up from the ground in 3 areas. Enemies in the first one are snared, those in the second one get immobilized, and those in the last one get stunned. The areas also afflict enemies with Major Maim, which reduces damage done and grants allies Empower, which boosts heavy attack damage against monsters by 70%. Our ultimate on this weapon is Swarming Scion. This turns Tinesa into a gigantic monster and brings bats to swarm around her for 20 seconds at a time. I love this ultimate even though it isn't the most powerful one out there. Immersion for the win, I guess. Let's switch weapons then. I have chosen a lightning staff for our main weapon, again due to personal preference. First, we have Ricochet Skull. This tosses an explosive skull at enemies to deal a set amount of flame damage. Every third toss will do more damage, leave a corpse, and bounce off of 2 enemies. And to make it hurt even more, we have Gravelord's Sacrifice. This summons a skeleton friend to give Tinesa a big hug. Said big hack will increase the damage of Tinesa's Necromancer abilities and damage over time effects by 15%. This effect lasts for 20 seconds at a time, and it also allows every third cast of Flame Skull to do area damage. This is a fun ability, and it might be smart to make certain it remains active throughout battle. And then our spammer, which has stuck with us from around level 10, Hungry Scythe. This allows Tinesa to swing a mighty scythe to deal a set amount of magic damage. Each swing also heals her, so this ability makes Tinesa very, very difficult to kill. This is also a bit slow, so I like to alternate between Hungry Scythe and Ricochet Skull. Moving on to our last two adopted abilities. First, Crystallized Slap. This pins a shield of ice around Tinesa. The shield absorbs quite a bit of damage and also projects some out to enemies. I love these stop hitting yourself kind of effects, and Crystallized Slap is among the best ones. Each time the shield absorbs damage, it sends out an icy ball to deal a set amount of frost damage and also to stun enemies. Love it. And last, Winter's Revenge. Every Ice Witch needs a way to summon icicles to burst from the ground to skewer enemies. Winter's Revenge does just that. Enemies at the target location take a set amount of frost damage over 12 seconds. The amount of damage increases if this is cast with a Destro Staff. Enemies are also slowed down for the duration of this ability, and this has a high chance to afflict enemies with the chill status effect. Oh, that's so pretty. For our main ultimate, I have chosen Northern Storm, which kinda reminds me of our winters here in Finland. This summons a storm around Tinesa to deal a set amount of frost damage to all enemies it touches for 8 seconds at a time. The storm also slows enemies down, increases the amount of damage Tinesa does, and grants her and her allies major protection, which reduces damage taken. This is a really fun ultimate, but I feel it is a touch short in duration. Could be I'm just used to the 20 seconds of being magnificent. As for passives, I would recommend purchasing all passives from active skill lines, which are Gravelord, Bone Tyrant and Winter's Embrace, and also from Destruction Staff, Mage's Guild, Light Armor and Racial skill lines. As mentioned, I have stuck to the 3 armor sets Tinesa had on previously, hence I shall recycle my previous script. First, Frostbite. This is an overland set from Blackwood. Frostbite adds to weapon and spell damage and critical chance. With a full set on, Frostbite increases damage done by frost abilities against chilled enemies and against enemies affected with minor brittle. Our monster set comes from Imperial City. The helm drops when you slay Nunatak in the Imperial City Memorial District or loot a Bone Shard trophy vault. Shoulders can be purchased from Telvar Equipment Lockbox Merchant in your Lence's sewer headquarters. Nunatak set adds to armor. With both pieces equipped, dealing frost damage creates an area where enemies take more damage and become snared. If enemies are damaged 4 times, they become immobilized and afflicted with minor brittle. As Nunatak is a PvP set, it might not be the best for PvE. Ice Heart, which drops from Direfrost Keep, can also work here. Monster sets related to ice are still quite few, so my choices were limited. Our third set is a craftable one from Westweald. Craftable sets can be made in any weight and any trait. I made mine light and divine. The Tharicus Strike adds to weapon and spell damage full stop. With a full set on, dealing damage with a fully charged heavy attack grants you Major Berserk for 4 seconds at a time. This increases damage done by 10%, which actually makes a lot of difference. To be quite honest, yet again, I had my doubts about subclassing. It felt, and still feels, somehow wrong to mix and match class skill lines according to whim and fancy. And yet, what I did with Tinesa doesn't fill me with regret or guilt, but instead opens my eyes to unimaginable realities. Perhaps, in the future, we might go even further to combine necromancer abilities with both warden and sorcerer skills but I digress. I had a lot of fun reinventing Tinesa. Her icy powers seem somehow more intuitive now after I combined her necro skill lines with those of her warden sister-in-law. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Next time, I thought we might continue with said sister-in-law, my ice warden, Leanna. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you later.